How you doing, guys? Welcome to the XM18 show. Got a bunch of cool stuff to show off. We'll start with this 3.5 inch XM18 with this beautiful frag pattern scale on the top. So maybe you can see polished hardware, completely buffed spacers. And there you can probably see a bronze anodized backside with that working as the working finish anodizing, which just means anodizing over stonewash. Usually like a bead blast and then stonewash, so you can see some of the stonewash underneath it, but yet it's very bronze. Awesome. Next, I'm going to move this stuff so I don't drop anything, especially on that gorgeous Benz over there. Alright. Oh, that's another thing. I highly recommend these tools. These are Hinder made tools. This is the Strider spanner tool. And, the spanner fits in there perfectly around the pivot. This one does the XM18. That's machined perfectly for the screw, and the spanner fits the spanner. I just think it's nice to use a tool made by the man who built the knife. So, anyways, this is pretty crazy. This had my heart pumping here. Maybe you can see it. Maybe. Alright, flipper. No flipper. Ground off the flipper on this one. You want to talk about nerve-wracking. Man. Alright, so, the new generations, I've never seen them no flipper. If they have, they're very hard to come by. I don't think I've ever seen them. I don't think they're making them. So, logo, non-flipper, I think it's impossible to find. I don't think he makes them. So, we ground off the flipper. Show off the work there. I tried to match it exactly how he does it, and then I stonewash just this choil area here. And then took some flits and kind of polished it up, because that's kind of what their stonewash is. It's stonewashed and then slight polish on the top. Man, I was a little bit scared doing this. I mean, I knew I could do it, but it's just scary. I know the owner here, good friend of mine, and I know what he had just paid for the knife. They're not cheap. So we'll put it up against to the flipper. Show you where the flipper used to be. Maybe you can see everywhere I ground off. And see how it's slightly undersized right there? That's pretty much how Hinderer does it there. Spend a lot of time on that. It was a few hours worth of work. It doesn't look like it, but to get everything just right. And of course, he anodized the screws here. This one's actually going off to my good buddy Alex Dietz, I believe, for a titanium front scale. I'm going to get into titanium work next, but of course I want to catch up on all my G10 orders. I'll do more on an update on that. I need a big update video, really do. And then I'll also sharpen the edge here. Maybe you can see it right there. So the owner, he requested. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh man, you cut the flipper off," but it does give you a lot more room when you're up here. Like, there's nothing wrong with the flipper, but there's just not quite enough room up here to like come down and get a full 4-finger grip where you can put just your finger in here and it's fine. Same thing with the 3-inch. That's why I have these here. So we have a flipper, non-flipper. This is my EDC. Man, I've been carrying this thing about the past 2 months nonstop. It could use a little bit stronger detent. I can get it to flip almost every time, no wrist. We'll see, straight out. Almost every time, right? But it's not one of those flawless flippers. Like, you have to think. You got to hesitate 1 second before you flick it. I think a little bit stronger detent. I might get that carbide bit that I seen in Modified's video. Maybe make that ball sit in there stronger. And you see I sharpened mine up too. I try to keep it pretty sharp. Because why not? And I laid my angle back. I'm not doing anything real crazy with the knife. I mean, at most I might pry open a case, like one of those wooden crates of wine. But anyways, no serious edge damage or anything. Plus she cuts really well now. Okay, getting off topic here. Check this out. 3-inch. Non-flipper with the titanium front scale. So here's the thing. Fits 4 fingers, 3-inch. In the choil, fits very nice. You can use this whole area here to put your finger in. Right? I also sharpen this one too, that's why this is in here. So you probably put 2 and 2 together, the same owner right here, and different owner in mine. But here's where I was. Okay, see this? I really like the guards because I don't use choils that much. And when I say guard, I mean flipper. Because it is a guard, right? If you're going to stab into something. A little bit extra protection. But if I go to use this front choil, I mean, it really pushes your finger right into the cutting edge. So if I do use the choil, I just poke my fingertip in there like that. And it's not a problem at all. But I can see how somebody wouldn't like the flipper. At one time, for my XM18s, I preferred non-flipper. So I understand it. Man, that was nerve-wracking though. Grinding on this knife. He used to make them, like they were about 50-50. Like you could get a non-flipper just as easy as you could get a flipper. Or just as hard, you know. I think XM18s have always been easy to find. They're just expensive. They're hard to find at good deals. But there's always, like right now if you want an XM18, you could go buy one. Check USN, Blade Forums, Jersey Devil, possibly Knife Dogs. I mean, there's a bunch of forums. You can find them, and you just got to pay for them, you know. Just kind of how it is. Alright, so the bonus, where I was going though, it used to be like a 50-50. You could either buy the flipper or the non-flipper. And now it's just like if it's got the logo on it, it's going to be a flipper in 3.5 inch. So anyways, there's quite the market for non-flippers, I believe. Or maybe not, that's why I stopped making them. Knife function's fine. See the blade stops up here, and I made it stop short of the blade stop. So everything functions just as it would. Alrighty. Bonus. Bonus. Everybody loves bonus. I love a bonus. Look at this gorgeous satin finish Sebenza. Oh man, I know the lighting's not doing right. Maybe you can see that's a hand rub flat on the top. Yeah, there you go, you can see these lines. And then bead blasted on the outside. And my light is blowing out. It doesn't know how to read this shiny. It's still got a sheen to it, but it's definitely satin. And it's a very nice, straight, even finish. And then you have this rough blasted edges here, just gorgeous. Nice lanyard. Incredible action. You know what the Sebenza is. Let's show these dogs off together. Just in case anybody's wondering. That's a large Sebenza, 3.5 inch XM. There you go. Right around the same size. Different thicknesses, of course. Gorgeous. Alright guys, I'm going to let you go. I have been carrying my XM18 3-inch for EDC. Tried to grab a few different knives when I left the house, and it just didn't feel right. As soon as I got home, I had to switch it out. So, I don't know. I think she's a winner. That's it, guys. See ya.